What's going on, everyone? Matt Ryan had an absolute game for the Lakers last night. Was 6 of 9 from the field and 6 of 9 from three. All his shots came from the three-point line and just shot the lights out. Put up 20 points in 20 minutes. Still had one rebound and just looked really good. He looked like a guy that we could use on this team, a dead-eye sniper, and the Lakers definitely need and could use more shooting. Right? We looked really good from three in general last night. But we shot a ridiculous 44% from three. I don't imagine the Lakers are going to shoot 44% from three night in and night out. But can they be, 35, 36%? And Matt could really help in that department. That is something that he could really be beneficial for. But couple things that I want to dive into and talk about when it comes to Matt Ryan. But first, he got some real praise, and I really like what we saw from him last night, obviously. I would like to see get a little more consistency from Matt Ryan. But a couple things was you had Darvin Ham say, hell, he might have gotten himself a job tonight. Talking about Matt Ryan, no, the job may not necessarily be with the Lakers, as guys like Ryan are always auditioning for the whole league, but he didn't hurt his chances with the Lakers, which is really important. That's one of note. Just because Darvin Ham said he may have gotten himself a job, it doesn't mean that he's going to be on the Lakers roster. The Lakers still have that one roster spot that they may fill, or they may not. They may just wait to the buyout market. I imagine that Darvin Ham and his staff is really going to do their due diligence. I do imagine Matt Ryan gets a little more run these next two games, right? I imagine he's going to get some run maybe with the starters, maybe with a couple of the bench guys, some of the more rotation guys these next two games as we get ramped up heading into the season. Kind of get a feel, okay, can Matt Ryan do this night in and night out? Another thing that was said was Anthony Davis really had some high praises for Matt. So he said, absolutely, when someone is not afraid to make a mistake, but they do it hard, it gives us confidence. Definitely Matt shooting the ball like that gives us confidence. And that's all we ask. No hesitation. We don't want any hesitation on any shots. We don't want you thinking too much. Just play basketball. It gives us a chance to be free, me, Bron, and Russ, when guys are making shots and when guys are playing free. Then all the attention is not on us, and we're able to make these passes. And when they're making shots, like Matt did today, then it opens the floor even more for us, which is an excellent point, right? You got LeBron, Westbrook, and Anthony Davis. You need guys that are able to knock down shots, so those three guys can operate in the paint. Obviously, LeBron has improved his three-point shooting, and I don't see that going anywhere. So he can knock down the outside shot, but he is so effective just getting into the paint, using his big body and just skill set to get to the hoop and create buckets. Russ, you want him attacking and being aggressive towards the basket as much as possible, right? He has his moments here and there where he'll knock down shots at the mid-range or the three. His shot, based on reports, have much improved, but still, he's going to operate a lot inside the paint. Anthony Davis, we've seen his shot kind of get back to the 2020 Anthony Davis, which is really nice. Hopefully that continues through an 82-game season. But if it does, then yeah, that's great. He can operate around the perimeter, mid-range, but he also, being the skill set that Anthony Davis is and the size that Anthony Davis is, you need him to be able to operate in the paint as well. So having guys like Matt Ryan that stretch the floor is really important. It's really significant. And Matt Ryan, I do believe, has a ton of potential on this team. He is a guy that could make a name for himself and actually earn a spot. 25 years old. He's got some good size at 6'7". Defense, he's not really the greatest defender, but he tries. And, he had some pretty nice moments. But overall, look, at the end of the day, and I've said this before, there's not really any 3 and D guys. It's either 3 or D guys. So what do the Lakers need more of? Matt Ryan with size, he can at least be somewhat effective. Like even guys like Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield is terrible defensively. He's in the bottom half of just defenders in this league. I mean, he's terrible. But he's just such a good shooter. That's why many want him on the Lakers. Well, if Matt Ryan can kind of be that guy, then there you go. Matt Ryan's also younger. You could have him. He's going to be cheaper, a lot cheaper. So you can have him maybe even for several years, especially if he really is an impact guy on this team. But again, I need to see more from Matt Ryan, right? He was great. He really showed and looked confident out there, which is key. Like, he had confidence in his shot. He wasn't hesitating, which again, Anthony Davis pointed out, which is what you need. You know, you're a shooter. Shoot the ball. Don't be afraid to shoot the ball. We gave you the ball in your shot pocket to shoot the ball, not to hesitate, not to think, not to, you know, try to find the next pass. No, you got the ball, shoot the ball. That's what they need from him. And I just, over these next 2 games, I really want to see consistency. Now, that doesn't mean he has to go 6-9 every game these next 2 games, right? But I want to see him, can he consistently knock down a couple threes? You know, can he go, you know, can he knock down 3 or 4 threes a night? Can he be effective and impactful in other ways, in other areas, right? A great example was Dwayne Bacon, right? After that performance, 6 minutes, put up 11 points, looked like the next star in the making, right? And everybody was like, you got to sign him, you got to sign him. And I was sitting here like, hey, like, let's see some more sample size. You know, 6 minutes of him just playing against the end of the end of the end of the end bench guys that aren't even going to be in the league, and him putting up, you know, 11 points in 6 minutes, personally just didn't impress me. I didn't think that, you know, he couldn't do it again, but it was just like, let's see a little more. Let's see him get some more ample minutes. Well, he got ample minutes and was terrible, put up a big old goose egg, and they ended up waiving him, right? Because they saw like, yeah, okay, this guy really, he was good against, you know, a bunch of, you know, high school guys essentially, but he's not good against the actual NBA players. And so that was a big problem. Now, that wasn't the same for Matt Ryan last night. He had 20 minutes, but can they give him 20 minutes a night the next 2 games and kind of see what he can do? Again, I'm not saying he has to put up 20 points. I'm not saying he has to go 6-9, anything like that. But can he consistently be a guy that can put the ball in the hoop from 3-point range? Because that's what the Lakers need. And if he is going to make the roster and he is going to earn a rotation, we need to see that. Because what if the next 2 games he goes like 1 of 9? You know, then that's not good. Okay, so he's a vacuum scorer. He can when he's on, when he's off. Like, that's kind of what we're seeing with Cole Swider. Which Cole Swider, I love Cole Swider, but again, I've been saying from day one, he's not NBA ready. I said I'd like to see them, if they had to give a roster spot away, you know, okay, I can understand Swider, just because you want to develop him, you want to build him, you know, give him some experience. But I was like, he's not going to play unless, you know, it's a blowout, something like that, one way or the other. But I thought you were better off leaving that roster spot open. He has tons of potential. He's still very young. He's got to build that confidence, which will happen, which will come. You got to understand, Matt Ryan, he played for the Celtics in NBA games. He played in the last game the Celtics played for the regular season. He's a guy that's had experience in the G League, averaged 19 a game in the G League. So he has the experience, he has the confidence, stuff like that. That will come with Swider. But Swider's really hot and cold. The problem is when Swider's cold, he's a complete liability. He can't have him out there. And we've seen guys like Duncan Robinson, right? When he's not knocking down shots, he's essentially useless. And you got to take him out the game, which Miami, he ended up falling completely out of Miami's rotation at one point because of that. You know, and that's what I need to see from Matt Ryan. Even if he's not knocking down shots, can he be effective in other areas besides shooting? You know, the free throw shooting is going to be there, all of that stuff. But I need to see Matt Ryan be able to, he doesn't have to be elite defensively, but can he play within the defensive system? You know, can he help with the team defense? Can he stay in front of his man? You know, you're not asking him to guard Paul George or Giannis or anything like that, but like, can you put him on, you know, one of these, you know, like rotation guys? Can you put him on somebody that, you know, a spot up corner guy? Can he just stay in front of him and make sure he doesn't get lost? Stuff like that. Can he make some nice passes? Can he do some of the intangibles? You know, can he be consistent in his shooting? Doesn't have to be 6 for 9, but if he's going to make the roster, the Lakers are going to be looking for him to knock down, you know, 3 to 4 threes a night. Can he do that? Can he be a guy that night in and night out can knock down 3 or 4 threes? We saw him last night. He looked like a guy that could absolutely do that. He looked really good, and I was really impressed with him. But again, I want, you know, calmed expectations. I don't want us just assuming like, oh, that's it, like sign him up, stuff like that. Like a great example was in the Minnesota game, right? Matt Ryan, he played 13 minutes. He had 11 points and 1 rebound, but he was 2 of 8 from 3. You know, but he was 4 of 10 from the field overall, and he had, again, not really much of an impact outside of the shooting. He had 1 rebound, but still no assists, which I'm not against. You know, I don't need him. Again, the whole point of him when he gets the ball is to just go, right? Shoot the ball. You touch the ball. If the ball's in your hands and you have a shot, you shoot that shot. You don't waste time. You don't mess around. So, but I want the full scope. You know, I want to see Matt Ryan prove these next 2 games, like, okay, I can be an impact guy on this team, on this roster. You know, like, I can knock down shots. We need him to, again, consistently be able to knock down 3 or 4 threes per game. And I really think he'll have a spot on this rotation and on this team. He's not going to get 20 minutes a game. Well, very likely. I mean, unless he just absolutely earns it and he's just so hot, you can't take him off the court. But realistically, we're probably going to be asking him to play somewhere between, like, maybe, 8 to 12 minutes a game, if that. And in that time, can he maximize the most out of those 8 to 12 minutes? I'm sure there are some games where he might get more. I'm sure there are some games where he might get less. But I could see him, if he's on this roster and he's knocking down the threes and he can show I can be that guy, I see him getting around, probably 8 to 12 minutes would be my guess. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. What did you think of Matt Ryan? Did you love him? Did you hate him? Do you think that he's a guy that deserves a spot on the Lakers? Do you want him to sign? Are you like me and you're like, I want to see a little more? If he can kind of show that consistency this next 2 games, then yeah, sign him. How do you feel? Good, bad, ugly, somewhere in between. Love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. Quick little shameless plug, everyone. If you enjoy my videos and commentary here on this channel, As It Stands Lakers, then check out the link down in the description below and go subscribe to As It Stands. Believe it or not, As It Stands was the first channel. If it wasn't for that channel, this channel would never have existed. Because of the success of that channel, it led me to want to create this Lakers channel. So do me a huge solid. If you're not subscribed over there, go check that out. Go subscribe over there. I talk all things sports, all teams, things like that, not just the Lakers. So if you just enjoy my commentary and want to hear me talk about other things, or you just, are a fan of other sports and other teams, go check that out. I promise you will not be disappointed. That being said, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, followed by the bell notification. Stay up to date with all things sports. Join this wonderful community and all of our discussions. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.